So hello friends, in this tutorial we will see how we can inherit a class from the parent class. Okay, so let's start. So in this previous tutorial we have created an employee class, right? And we have set some public data members like fname and get empid and set empid, and a private data member empid, right? Now for example, I have to create another class, right, which will inherit the employee class. So let's create. So let's create a child class. Right? Okay. So so one change that I will do is we can pass the first name as an argument here. So instead of hard coded value. Right? Okay. So now I have to create a child class which will inherit the employee class. So what we have to do first, we will also pass a first name, right? So now if I want to inherit the employee class, then first I have to invoke the constructor of parent class. So constructor of parent class is employee as well, right? So first of all we have to invoke the constructor of parent class, which is employee dot call, right? And we will pass the arguments if it requires. If we can see, it required the fname, so we will pass here the fname, right? After that we will pass the context of the child class. Okay, so what the call function will do, the call function will invoke the constructor of parent class with the passed arguments, and in the past context. So we have passed the child class context here. Now if we require the another additional arguments, for example L name, then which we can assign here as well. So we can see fname, we did not pass fname directly to this because fname is also required in the parent class. So we will pass fname in the parent context, right? Okay, After that, we have to assign the prototype object of parent class to the child class. So in this line here, I have assigned the prototype of employee to the prototype of child class, right? So in this way, so all the methods, all the properties of the all the prototype properties of the employee object will also be available in the prototype of the child class. So now I am going to create child class object. And it requires two parameters, the first name and last name. I am passing it as John Martin, right? Now let's console the child object. So let's see the example. Child class is not defined. Okay, here I have to first. So now let's run again. So we can see there is only one property, L name Martin, right? So I think there. Okay, so I have to correct this one. The call method, the first argument will be the context, and after that the pass parameters, right? So now we will run the example. So we can see fname, get empid, set empid, and lname. So fname is inherited from employee class. Fname, get empid, and set empid, these properties are being inherited from employee class to child class, right? Because we can see these properties in child object. Now let's see the prototype properties. So the prototype properties, it is, we can see empty, right? Because we haven't assigned any prototype property to the employee class. For example, if we assigned the prototype property for example, we can say get name right. So I have assigned one prototype property get name to the employee class. Now we can see this prototype property will also be available to the child object. So let's see. Yeah, we can see in child object there is one prototype property which is get name, because we are getting the all prototype properties of employee to the child class. So for inherit any class, what we need to do, the first we have to call the constructor of the parent class with the arguments that it requires and with the child context. So this is the child class context, and f name, it is the argument which is required to the employee class. After that we will assign some additional properties like lname, and after that we need to assign the prototype of parent class to the child class that we are doing here. And now our object is inherited, right? So in a similar way, or in summary, we can say two things we need to do. The first is we need to call the constructor of the parent class, and after that we need to assign the prototypes of parent class to the child class. So it will inherit all the properties from parent to child. This is the basic way of inheritance in JavaScript, or inheriting classes in JavaScript. So okay, I think it will be helpful for you. Okay, thank you.